All right, everyone, here we go with an energy weather update. It's this week. I'm going to say it's the whole week. It's probably just a little bubble happening between, I don't know, maybe yesterday, the 15th, and probably around the 19th or so. It's a partial result of, it's partially because of the Pisces moon. Okay, the Pisces new moon is going to be something. We're going to have one of those magical readings. We'll all ride rainbow unicorns right through the valley together. But it's a little bit, so that's sort of part of why this is coming up this way. But it's coming up also for a bigger reason, like a higher power is helping you kind of a thing. I've got all logic flying out the fucking window for a few days. Okay, all logic flying out the fucking window. 10 swords crossing the King of Swords. And I've got here it is. Here's a little page of cups. The universe gave it to me as a page of cups, not a 10 of cups. Because there's no delusion here. The things you're dreaming about, the fantasies you're having, the anything pastel-y in energy, right? I like the colors here. You can all read energy because you can all see colors, right? Unless you're colorblind, I'm sorry. Right, lighter shades of green. I don't know, but the pastel-y energy here is happening for a reason. It's very real. It's being driven by a higher power with the love geese in the air. The universe is making a choice to show you something. What? I don't know, but there's a lot of hidden meaning behind your dreams with the High Priestess here, and it's all designed to help you out, to help you see something, to help you find something. What? I don't know. With justice here, I don't know, but. It's not one of those, I didn't get a 10 of cups here because it's not one of those dreamy energies where you become all Pollyanna and shit and everything is great. It's super, super optimist, kind of a thing. It's not about that. There is, whatever it is you're dreaming, whether it'll be mostly pastel-y, but whatever it is, there's some hidden meaning in it. All right? You don't really have to dig for it. I think it finds you a little bit. A little bit with the student here underneath it. So be curious about your dreams. Be curious about everything for the next rest of the year, but at least the next couple of months. Right? Curiosity leads to discovery, and discovery in these cases leads to justice. And that's a very nice thing. Let's go. Let's shuffle the deck. So I think that dreamy energy, it doesn't last much past the new moon. Okay? Because after that, we get a moon in Aries, and that kind of changes everything. We start moving into an Aries vibe very fucking quickly. I mean, that new moon in Pisces is right on the fucking edge of Aries season. I mean, it's right there. So I say it stretches till the 19th. It could stretch till the 21st or 22nd. It could bleed over. I just don't think it will. So, I just tell you what I think. That's all. If it stretches over for you, you're all moving at different speeds on your timeline. It's a timeless reading. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve Love Chair, you're here for a reason. So pay attention to those pastel dreams, all right? Pay attention to them. All right, here we go. Yeah. The bottom of the deck. 3 cards and a bottom card. Let's see where else we can go. Let's go deeper. That was just the surface energy. Those are very nice dreams. You might have some memories of your childhood coming back, where you lived when you were 5 or 4 or whatever. You may. Those have meaning. There's something you missed. All right? So keep that in mind. Think of the justice card like you're on a jury. Sometimes I've been on a few juries. God, and I can tell you, just off the record here, God help you if you ever have a jury trial. I'll tell you what. I mean, I remember one of the juries. Everybody was convinced the person was guilty purely because, the police wouldn't have taken all this effort and the DA wouldn't have if they didn't do it. That is a frightening angle to take if you're on a jury and somebody's fucking life is on the line. Okay? I'm just going to say that. No, that doesn't necessarily mean that. Maybe the DA is fucking lazy or maybe the cop was fucking stupid. I don't know, but we can't just assume they're guilty because we went to all this effort. Right? Anyway. My point is, and again, I don't say anything that's not part of the reading. You might come up with some weird meanings for these dreams and some weird logic and all of that. It's a chance, if you question them rather than try to dig and probe, then you'll get the real answers. In other words, what I was going to say around that justice card, sometimes a jury has a question and they ask the judge. And the judge will give the answer to the question just to provide some clarity. That's what you need to do. You need to question those pastel dreams rather than just assume, well, Steve said I'm going to have pastel dreams. It means something. This must be great. I'm going to go back to my childhood. You're going to have to go a little deeper than that. Okay? All right. Don't make weird logic. Don't apply weird logic to something that's actually quite straightforward. All right. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Here we go. Bottom of the deck. 3 cups crossed to the center card I'm going to pull. Which is the base energy. This is the flow of emotion. You're going to be very emotional. These dreams will make you very emotional. Oh, I have no doubt. And they won't. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I say pastel. It might be pastel nightmares for some of you. I don't know what kind of timeline you're on. Okay? But but it's all productive. It's very productive with that justice card there and the student behind it. Right? We can't forget the pre-shuffle. Let's go 3 cards. 7 of Wands. What's that here? What's here? 7 of Pentacles, yeah. It's a pause. Think of the 7 of Pentacles in this case as a pause button. Okay? You're being put in I'll call it a bubble. It's a bit of a protective bubble where you can just sort of dream and whatever. It is nobody going to bother you. Nothing's going to come in there. It is what it is. It's a pause button here. What's red with the 7 of Wands? 7 of Cups. I got 3 7s. I just won. The slot machine came around. 7, 7, 7. Winner. Right? There you go. Jackpot. We got it. It is. I mean, I don't joke about anything that's not in the energy. This is incredible energy. Don't miss it. Don't take advantage of it. How do you miss it? You doubt it. Doubt is like the biggest problem that people have. Everybody doubts everything these days, and who can blame them? Everything's been fake this, fake that. You don't know what's fake and what's not fake anymore. That's why you got to have a lofty perspective. Just please allow for some pastel fucking dreams to come in, okay? Honestly, it sounds like the name of a Smashing Pumpkins album or something like that. Pastel Dreams, that kind of. I mean, it just let it come in. All right, let it flow. Let's take a look at this energy here. Let's clarify a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to shuffle for some clarifiers. There's abundance energy here at the 9 of Pentacles. I'm not going to worry about the pause. I am going to take a look at the 7 of Wands here. That's the defensiveness. That's what can fuck it up. That's what leads to confusion. You get fixated on the dream itself. You get fixated on the flame. You're not understanding what the flame is doing or why it's there. You're just focused on the flame. You could almost end up accidentally, in a way, hypnotizing yourself. In which case, it leads to confusion because you didn't benefit at all. Well, that dream didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything because you accidentally fixated on the flame rather than what's going on around the flame. All right. So let's see. 7 of Wands, why is it here? Again, I read the energy first, then I throw the cards. But maybe the cards got something else to tell us. I don't know. Let's find out. Here we go. 7 of Wands. This is nice energy. I like energy like this. I do. It's very, very nice. The moons right now are very powerful. That Sagittarius quarter moon that we had back around the 11th, super strong, right? And it's really weird because Sagittarius energy, with Sagittarius quarter moon that we had back on the 11th-ish, I think it was the 11th. I could be off by a day, but I don't have my sheets in front of me. But the Sagittarius energy doesn't like nostalgia. It doesn't like looking back and seeing what happened here. Let's just go for it, right? That kind of a thing. And this energy is the exact opposite. It's having you stop and look back. We've already moved into a new chapter, in other words, and now in the new chapter we're looking back and we forgot something. It's what I said about the Justice card. You forgot something. It's time to ask the judge, I have a question, I need to get clear, right? And you take that thing from these pastel dreams and you bring it into the new chapter that we're already in. It's that kind of a thing. All right. Crossing that is the 4 of Pentacles. Fear. Some of these dreams are going to freak you out. Can I just phrase it that way without going into detail about it? You might get scared. You might piss yourself. You might wake up in the morning and, oh my God, I emptied my bladder in my bed. Oh no, I haven't done that since I was 23. I mean, I don't know. Whatever it is, right? I think they might freak you out a little bit. I think for some of you, the environmental energy is trying to show you how you've held yourself back a little bit or how the past is holding you back. And I get every time I say something like that, every fucking time, Somebody says to me, oh, my past doesn't hold, that must not apply to me, Steve, because my past doesn't hold me back at all. You'd be surprised what your subconscious is fucking holding on to. You'd be surprised. And if that's true, if your past isn't holding you back at all, any little thing from it, then good for you. I highly doubt it, though. Everybody got something. I've had plenty of people in my life tell me there's nothing. And it doesn't take me very long to find something. All right. What's on top here? Even why they don't like mashed potatoes. Why don't you like mashed potatoes? Sort of like something really small. You know, for a long time, I didn't like pineapple. I just all of a sudden started liking pineapple again because I realized why I didn't like pineapple before. And it was something very small from my childhood. All right? I'm not going, well, I mean, I suppose I could tell you. Basically, my grandmother got sick and she threw up pineapple all over a fucking living room. And it's a memory that stuck, but I didn't remember that bothered me. And I didn't like pineapple for a while. Once I figured it out, I'm chucking down pineapples like fucking hell. I might as well move to Hawaii, right? Call myself Steve Dole, you know. What's going on? What's on top here? 4 of Swords. So it's always a little something, even why you don't like mashed potatoes or pineapple. You know what I'm saying? 4 of Swords. You'd be surprised that shit can hold you back. It can. It might be something. I'm not saying it's always going to be something big. It could be something very small, but every energy matters. All right? Every energy matters. 4 of Swords. Why is that here? 5 of Pentacles. It's what I said. You're healing something that's been holding you back. It's what I said. For some of you, it's very small, right? Maybe you knew my grandmother too. I don't know, right? For some of you, it's very small. I gave you a very small example. For some of you, it's very big and you refuse to admit it. You refuse to admit it, what the bully did to you at school. You refuse to admit that that's holding you back. I remember it, but it's not a big deal. No, you think of it every fucking time you have to assert yourself, you know, whether you realize it or not. I don't know. But these dreams are taking you back in a good way for the most part. That's why it might freak you out. Because the purpose of them is quite big. Justice is a big card. The lesson, justice with the Page of Pentacles, that's a big lesson, okay? And it might freak you out in the sense of the dreams feel to me, the dreamy energy feels very real. You're going back to the moment. The realness of it is what will freak you out, okay? But they're very pastel. The energy is pastel. It's nice. It's a little Easter dress. You know, it really is. This energy will take a fucking nightmare and turn it into a little girl in an Easter dress. It'll be just the nicest little thing. You know, it's that kind of energy. And that in and of itself, on the other side, is trippy. You know? All right. So let's talk about 7 cups here. All right. 7 cups for 7 brothers. So let's see where we go here. What's going on? What's going on here? So, you know, I read the energy first, and I throw the cards. It's pretty much everything I said here. That's healing, and that's lack. That's loss. That's you're being left out. You're not going on the trip because of something you need healing from. You're not going. I'm not going to go. I'm not worthy because of something you need healing from. I like how the universe is doing it right now. It's doing it in a very, very... I mean, these dreams are nice. You know, they are. That pastel energy is beautiful. I like how it gave me the Page of Cups there in that pre-shuffle. All right, the little baby duck with pastel colors all around it. All right, here we go. 7 of Cups. What do we get? What do we get? Why is the 7 of Cups here? And don't give me fucking confusion. I already said that. I'm talking to the fickle old gal universe, not you. It doesn't. It's not that it understands English. By the way, somebody asked me about that once. It's not that it understands English. It's not an actual person, right? I call it the fickle old gal. Fickle meaning changing. Changes its mind. Every 1 minute it's this, next second it's that, blah, blah, blah. An old gal just because it's cantankerous and stuck in its ways. But it's not that it understands English per se. It understands feeling. It understands sentiment. So sometimes if I say don't give me something, I'm feeling the feeling I might have of pushing something away. Okay? It understands that. That's all. All right, here we go. Let's see where we go here. It doesn't really understand it understands it from a feeling perspective. It's a little like I describe it sometimes, listening to a language that you don't speak. Magician. Crossing the 7 of Cups. I don't know. I don't know why that's here. Underneath that is the Ace of Swords. What's going on? Why is that here? I asked for something other than confusion, and I got it. 10 Wands and the 9 Swords. Whatever it is you learn, yeah, hidden, High Priestess, just give me one more. 3 of Pentacles. You think it's going to be a lot of work. That's why you're reluctant to do it. You don't think it's going to be, we tend to, and that's a byproduct of societal energies. And again, it might not apply to all of you. I could dig it. Some of you are like me. You have the attitude of if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Right? You don't half-ass things, all that. I mean, it's a one bit of parenting my dad did correctly. He did not allow half-assing. You either do it right or you don't do it at all. That's why I'm meticulous with building engines and, studying things and all of that. So I appreciate that aspect of his parenting. The rest of it, questionable. But at the end of the day here, if you are a person who is part of what the societal energies has bled in, you're the instant gratification generation. There's an app for that. There's a this for that. There's a that for that. You're someone who might be prone to just look at chapters on a video and not watch the whole video. You need shorts, not these long things, Steve. That kind of a thing. That's fine. This is going to be tough energy for you. If you're even here to hear this, because you probably fast forwarded through it. Okay, so I tell people all the time, watch it on 2x, watch it on 3x. I'm trying to be thorough within the energy, give it to you right. So the people that actually need to hear what I just said probably haven't heard it. It wasn't important enough for them to, he don't look like he's talking about anything important here. I'm just going to fast forward through that. I got to hurry up, right? I got 10 followers on Instagram I got to get back to. Show them a picture of my cat. I don't know. I don't know what everybody's in a big hurry for. I never could figure it out. Fucking whatever. But at the end of the day, if that's you, this energy will annoy the living crap out of you. Okay? Because you're going to have to go a little deeper. It's going to feel like a lot of work. I know what it is now from the dream. I figured it out. But this is going to be a slog to try to get past that. Okay. It's fine. I don't know what to tell you. That's just what it gave me here. Plain and simple. All right? If you just look at the flame, you end up with confusion. You're just like, that was a nice dream, and go about your day. You just end up with confusion. If you're someone who's the instant gratification, got to have it now, got to have an app for that, fuck that. Is there a Steve app? Can I get one of these readings in 30 seconds? That kind of a thing. Not only am I not the person for you, we are completely different people, but this energy is not the energy for you. All right, I will tell you, it's going to be tricky. So try to push past that. I'm telling you, so you push past it, right? So you say, this is what Steve said. Yeah, this is going to be a slog. It's going to be a pain in the ass. Fuck it. But Steve said I should push past it. Yeah. But on the downside, nobody ever listens to me anyway, so you probably won't, and you probably won't get anything out of it. So there you go. Let's see see what else the universe wants to tell you. Anyway, yeah, there it is. It's worth the effort. I got a double 3 pentacles. I got 3 pentacles randomly at the bottom here, and I've got it right here, right? So it's worth the effort, but I've also got everything I just said when I pick up this deck to see if there's anything else for you, the 8 swords. This is going to be a pain in the ass. It's like watching a Steve Love Tarot video, 20 minutes. Doesn't he have anything to do? Yeah, not really. But anyway, do what you want to do. Either way, I don't know. I had a magician here somewhere. Where the hell did it go? Hold on. Let me put my cards back together. See? I'm just taking time now. Now he's just burning time. He's doing it on purpose. Okay. Anyway, you might get in your head, but it's worth doing. Again, repeat message. Very important for somebody. Everybody matters, even if what I said was just for one person. It matters. We seem to have forgotten that in the world today. It bothers me. Everybody matters, I don't know. It is what it is. Let's see where we go. Not in the soulmate cycle, I hope. Anyway, I have a lot of faith in this soulmate cycle. I think it can change the world. Will it? I don't know. Fuck if I know. All right, here we go. Let's see where we're at. What else you want to tell my people? Anything? I don't want to go too long. I've already irritated one person with being over 20 minutes. All right. I'll try to edit it down to under 20 minutes. I'll see if I can. I don't know. I don't really think there's anything here I'm going to edit for much other than there was a sneeze somewhere. I'll find it. I think it was somewhere around the seven of Pentacles, or somewhere around when I pulled out the Magician, there was a sneeze. So I held the Magician there and I went, like that, and I might have to fix that a little bit, kind of a thing. But other than that, I don't think I can cut the video down. I've got a lot of shit that it wants to tell you. I've got 7 cups. I've got an Emperor, and I've got shit that fell on the floor, which I'm going to take. All right, I've got a Page of Pentacles. You're going to recognize some of these cards, aren't you? But not that one. What's under the Emperor? The 4 of Pentacles. Well, you might recognize that. It was crossing over here. Right? Jesus, oh my God. What else you want to tell? 7 cups. That's 7 cups. That's from the pre-shuffle. It's from another deck. Okay. 8 cups. The Tower. Wow. The Tower. The World. The Queen of Cups. The Sun. And the 9 of Wands. It's a great big message here of pull up your big boy, big girl pants and don't get in your way. There's things coming this week. It's a separate message. It's not about the dreams. I talked about the dreams. Remember what I said. Remember the Alamo? Okay, which we seem to have forgotten. But remember the Alamo. Remember the whole dream portion of the reading. And now listen to what I'm saying here. All right. I would say pull up your big boy, big girl pants. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of insights coming into the people into your life. But I think somebody very important is about to enter your life for some of you. I'm going to phrase the energy this way. It could just be you've got to face some hard facts. It could be. Maybe some of those hard facts are the result of this dream, but there's other hard facts. I think this Emperor is here for a reason. All right? It's an energy that's been held back for quite some time. And I think when these dreams do their job, I think it invites this energy in. And I think this is somebody who can really, I got the World here, the Queen of Cups, the Sun, the 9 of Wands. And this is kind of the order they're in. And a Tower, an 8 of Cups, a Page of Pentacles, and a 7 of Cups. You might be inclined that you might think it's a bit of a much, this person. You might think they're a bit too much. I read it like it might be, it's after the dreams, after you work out whatever this is, this energy comes in. I read it as down the road a little bit. Maybe next month, maybe the month after, a new guru kind of energy comes into your life. Somebody very powerful, okay? And when I say guru, I mean, I don't know. You might find a new tarot reader. You might find a new book to read. You might find, I don't know what it is. But there's some piece of information that makes you feel very powerful. It comes from another source. Right? And that source, I think, wants to remain. I think that source wants to remain in your life for sure. You'd regret passing it by. There's a lot of information coming from that Emperor. Okay? Whatever you want to do what you want to do. I have no idea. However it plays out for you, the main message here is enjoy the pastel dreams. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. That's the environmental energy around us. We don't control what comes in, but we can control how we behave within it. All right? That's it. Good luck.